How's it going, everybody? My name is Dustin Coyle. You are tuned into Intelligent Thoughts once again. This is the new program we're doing, NBA Today. And this one is going to be for January 28th, Monday, January 28th, that is. And, like I promised you on Friday, we're going to have a standings / playoff preview update. And we're going to do our weekly top 10 power rankings. I just filled them out here. I think I have a few surprises. I think I have a few here that people aren't going to like because I didn't go 100% based upon record. Like, for example, my number 2 team has a worse record by a couple of games than my number 3 team. And so on. I did that a couple of times. And then obviously we're going to recap the major games. Probably not every single game over the weekend just because this will take an hour to do it. But the major games from Friday, Saturday, and then last night. And then obviously we're going to give you a preview for what's happening in the league today. Alrighty, I think we're ready to go. Without any further ado, let's start this shit. Start with the biggest game from Friday night. The Houston Rockets at home taking on the second best team in the East, the Toronto Raptors, who do have Kawhi Leonard at this game. This comes down to the very end of the game. Houston wins 121-119. I do believe James Harden scored the game's last 5 points in this one. Let me click this here. Oh, actually, they did. They had never trailed. Okay, that's what happened. Yeah, and he did score the last 5 points of the game. They never trailed in the whole game. Toronto made a comeback, and Harden helped seal it out. Big victory there for the Houston Rockets. James Harden in the victory, 35 points, 7 assists, 2 for 13 from downtown. Not the best that I've ever seen from him. And that actually mirrors Eric Gordon, who chipped in with 24 points, also 2 for 13 from downtown. So the combination of the two hot shooters, the two best shooters for the Houston Rockets, combined for 4 makes out of 26 attempts from downtown. Still get the win, though. Even with this uptick in James Harden's production, everybody thinks that the team should be doing worse, but they have won, I don't even know. I mean, I think they're 9 games above 500 now, and they were at 500 or so, and I think even under 500 before. Really, he's carrying the team in a fantastic way. Also in the game, Kenneth Faried, newly acquired Kenneth Faried, plays big, 8 for 11 from the field. Super efficient game for him. He finishes with 21 points and 14 rebounds. The Rockets also only play 8 players in this game. 3 players got a DNP for coach's decision. The only 3 guys that got any minutes off of the bench was James Ennis, Nene, and Gerald Green. They actually all play, other than Nene, played a good significant amount of minutes, 19 for Gerald Green. And then the starting roster, 40 minutes for James Harden, 38 for Faried, 37 for Eric Gordon. But nonetheless, a very big game for them. In the loss, Kawhi Leonard gives you 32 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Nice overall game there. Where else are we here? Pascal Siakam drops 22. And Danny Green also gives you 22 points in the loss. Danny Green, 6 for 10 from downtown, though. 6 threes. Nice performance there for Danny Green. All right, what else do we have on Friday that we really need to talk about? Not really that. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, not a whole ton. I mean, I'll give you a couple of things here. Nuggets beat the Suns 132-95 in a blowout. That would be the game where Nikola Jokic was suspended for that whole, getting off of the bench during the altercation or whatever between Plumlee and whoever it was the day before. Doesn't really matter. All 5 starters are in double figures, and then 3 guys in double figures off the bench. The only player on the team that didn't play was Jokic, and they have a dominating, easy win there. Milwaukee at home beats the Charlotte Hornets 108-99. They were actually losing the majority of the game, and I think they outscored Charlotte by 20 points in the fourth quarter. So big come-from-behind victory there for the Milwaukee Buckaroos. Giannis, of course, leads the way, 34 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Fantastic overall game for Giannis. Malcolm Brogdon also gives you 19 in the loss, and Eric Bledsoe in the win, and Eric Bledsoe drops 18 points. Nothing really to talk about as far as Charlotte goes. Kemba Walker, just 10 points. Nick Batum gives you 19. Kemba, 3 for 12 shooting, 1 for 4 from downtown. Not a good overall day. It's kind of be interesting to see where he goes. Let's see here. And then we'll go with this one. The T-Wolves in Utah lose. Donovan Mitchell scores 24 points, and the Utah Jazz outlast the Minnesota Timberwolves 106-102. To go along with those 24 points, D. Mitch had a career-high 11 assists, handling the majority of the point guard duties there. 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Actually a great overall game there for Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert chips in with 18 points and 16 rebounds in the win. On the other side, in the loss, Karl Anthony Towns does play very good against Gobert. 33 points, 10 rebounds for Karl Anthony Towns. 12 for 19 from the field. A good, efficient game there. And then Wiggins provides 21 points, 11 rebounds on 26 shots, however. Really a bad game there. And everybody else, the most that anybody else scored on the team was 11 points. So really a poor performance from everybody other than Karl Anthony Towns in that one. All right, how about some Saturday action? The Spurs beat the Pelicans 126-114 in New Orleans. LaMarcus Aldridge has a double-double in this one, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Fantastic game there. Rudy Gay gives you 22 points and 11 rebounds, making a couple of three-pointers. This game would be without DeMar DeRozan. He didn't play. He had a sore left knee, and it kind of was okay. Every player was in double digits that started, and Quincy Pondexter off the bench also hit 10 points. Big victory there for the Spurs. On the other side, this game had no Julius Randle with a right ankle sprain. You can probably tell where my head's at with that one. Anthony Davis is a no-go in this game, and Jrue Holiday leads the way with 29 points, 7 rebounds, 3 for 6 from downtown. Jahlil Okafor, who played in place of Anthony Davis, gives you 24 points and 15 rebounds, just missed 2 shots. Really, really a good game. He has been really resurrecting his career here in New Orleans. And we got more to talk about the Pelicans later when we get to the news section. I'm pretty sure anybody watching ESPN or anything like that today kind of knows what we're going to talk about, but we're going to get there in a minute. What else happened on Saturday? How about the Warriors-Celtics game? Warriors win in Boston, 115-111. Every single game, that's the 10th straight win for the Warriors. Jeez. Every single quarter was within a couple of points. The first quarter, the Warriors won by 3. The second quarter, the Celtics won by 1. The third quarter, the Warriors won by 4. And the fourth quarter, the Celtics won by 2. Really an all-around great game. Like I said, 10 straight victories for Golden State. 33 points, 9 rebounds for Kevin Durant. He leads the way. Steph Curry adds 24 points on 6 for 12 from downtown. Klay Thompson, 3 for 8 from downtown, adds 21. For Boston, on the other side, Kyrie Irving, 32 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, just 12 for 27 shooting. So the 32 points could be a little bit more, but you got to do what you got to do. And in a situation like this, where no one else is really shooting that well, Marcus Morris, 3 for 12 from the field, for example. Marcus Smart, 4 for 11 from the field, for example. Tatum, just 7 for 15, which was probably their second best player in the game, or pretty close to it. Kyrie has to do quite a bit. Speaking of Jason Tatum, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 7 for 15 shooting, like I said, 3 for 5 from downtown. Al Horford, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 2 for 5 from downtown, 10 for 15 from the field in the loss. And Marcus Smart, this is of note, I think Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris both still starting, while Jaylen Brown coming off of the bench. He does provide 10 points in 22 minutes. What else happened? A lot of good games on Saturday, actually, between playoff matchup teams. We had the Philadelphia 76ers and the process going to Denver. Denver, as we knew the day before, blew out the Phoenix Suns at home. Now they get the Sixers at home. The Sixers are a pretty bad road team. Jokic returns from the one-game suspension and got his 7th triple-double of the season and a victory, 126 to 110 in this one. Jokic, 32 points, 18 rebounds, 10 assists. Massive game for the Joker. Really leads the way. Plumlee gives you 17 points on 5 for 5 shooting in 22 minutes off the bench. Willie Barton gives you 16 in the starting role. Gary Harris, just a poor 9 points in this one, but not necessary because they still get the win. On the other side, Joel Embiid does not play. I think it was for rest. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they were just giving him a little bit of rest. As far as the scoring goes, J.J. Redick leads the way with 22 points, 4 for 10 from downtown. Corey Brewer gives you 20 points in 32 minutes, and then Ben Simmons with a 19.12 rebound game, just 6 for 17, trying to extend his range a little bit, including taking his first three-point shot of the year and missing it. But that was a fantastic victory there for the Denver Nuggets. What else is big here? The Pacers lose by 3 at Memphis without Victor Oladipo. He'll be out for the remainder of the season with the ruptured quad tendon, I think it is. So that's a huge loss for Indiana. They were sitting, I want to say, at the 3 seed in the East. Not possible that that's going to continue. We'll talk about it on my power rankings, my top 10 power rankings, but even though they're the 3 seed in the East, I don't even have them in my top 10 without Victor Oladipo. All right, let's go to yesterday's games. We've got a few of them here. Quite a few. The most important one to me, the Lakers beat the Suns 116 to 112 in LA. Zubac balls out. He gets a starting role, plays 35 minutes, and provides 24 points, 16 rebounds. Zubac is looking awesome. KCP also gives you 24 points, 4 for 9 from downtown for Caldwell Pope. And Brandon Ingram on just 9 for 11 shooting, 22 points in the victory there. As far as the Phoenix Suns go, their leading scorer, Devin Booker, with 21 points in 36 minutes. Kelly Oubre gives you 17 points off the bench in 31 minutes. And Malcolm Bridges gives you 16 points on 5 for 9 shooting, 3 for 6 from downtown. What else happened of note? The Clippers beat the Kings at home, 122 to 108. I do believe the Clippers have won 3 straight and are sitting in the 8th seed relatively comfortably right now in the West. In the victory, 25 points off of the bench for Montrezl Harrell, 11 for 13 shooting. Fantastic game there for Harrell off the bench. As far as the starters go, Tobias Harris gives you 18. Gilgeous-Alexander gives you 17. Pat Beverly with 16. Good all-around performance there. They dominate the Kings, winning by 14. The Kings end up getting 21 points out of their point guard and possibly best player right now, De'Aaron Fox. Bagley gives you 14 points off the bench in 20 minutes, and Bogdan Bogdanovic, 19 points in 31 minutes, also off of the bench. In what was probably the most important game of the evening, we had the Oklahoma City Thunder at home beating the Milwaukee Bucks 118 to 112. Let's see here. Paul George continues his MVP candidacy with 36 points and 13 rebounds, 8 for 12 from downtown, shooting 67%. Fantastic game for Paul George. Guess who got a triple-double? Russell Westbrook, once again. Surprise, surprise. Terrible shooting night. 5 for 20. 2 for 5 from downtown. That was actually probably the best part of it. 13 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. Still an overall really nice game. Tony Ferguson back in the lineup provides 15 points for the Oklahoma City Thunder. On the other side,